waits for no one. It keeps moving and never stops. And when it comes to climate change, we're running short.
It's time. The world is running out of time to turn the tide of global warming. Africa, the least emitter of greenhouse gases and the most vulnerable region in the world, is warming faster than any other part of the world. Climate hazards and challenges are becoming increasingly common. Yet climate financing for Africa is only 3% of global spend.
Africa is suffering. Africa is choking. Africa is in serious financial distress for what it didn't cause. And therefore, there must be a greater sense of urgency, not in talking, but in doing and in delivering resources that Africa needs very, very desperately.
While private sector climate financing has grown globally since 2010, Africa's financing comes largely from non-private sector sources. Low carbon investment is capital intensive. Public sector resources are not enough to transition to zero carbon transportation systems, to build local, healthy, and sustainable food and agricultural systems, and to support climate action. Africa will need $133 billion annually in clean energy investment to meet its goals.
Here in Kenya now, people have understood the importance of having a STATCOM. Its advantages, fast response to the adversity of the grid. And now this has become a benchmark not only for STATCOM, but for also the wind farm operation and the renewable energy.
It is time to strengthen Africa's resilience and adaptive capacity to climate-related disasters.
Chinhu chete singakwanisi kufungira kuti tinokwanisa kudyara mbeu mumvura pasina soil. Saka chinhu chekuti zviri kutiwedzera knowledge nekuziva.
It's time to mobilize substantial and alternative resources to implement Africa's climate action.
Gold is not only in the ground, it is now also up in the sky.
It's time to leverage domestic and international private sector resources and harness the continent's abundant natural capital.
What we think of as dry desert was actually filled with water. We just need to find a way to extract it.
Africa must invest in hydrogen, wind power, solar energy, and hydropower.
The African Development Bank Group is keeping time. The bank's projects such as the Nur Wazazat, the Lake Turkana wind power, or the Abu Rawash wastewater treatment plant are transforming the face of our world. The continent is ready. Let's mobilize private sector financing for climate and green growth in Africa.
Welcome to the 2023 African Development Bank Group's annual meetings in Sharm el-Sheikh. We will reflect on how to generate a sustainable and inclusive future for a wealthy, self-reliant, and resilient Africa. How can Africa invest smarter, aim for a lower carbon footprint, and develop fresh off-grid energy solutions? How can the continent convert its natural capital into industrial capital, financial capital, agricultural capital, and knowledge capital?
Time is unstoppable, but we can alter march to its beat. We can speed up our commitment, step up, and make bold actions to mobilize private capital to finance Africa's climate action. The clock is ticking on Africa's future. Every minute matters. Every action is critical.